कैपिटल का जो इंडिया आर्म है हीलियोस इंडिया, उसके सीआईओ दिनशॉ ईरानी ने हमसे बात की थी। आइए जानते हैं उनका क्या रवैया बन रहा है इस समय इस तरह के मार्केट्स पे, कौन से स्टॉक्स पे बुलिश हैं।
Our caution was basically because we realized that this rising tide is lifting all boats, and some of these boats don't deserve to rise. I mean, some of these, as I told you earlier also. So that's what the caution was. And the fact that some of the small cap as a group or a mid cap as a group, they had far outperformed the large caps and their valuations were looking totally stretched. And that's what made us cautious on this. In terms of the valuation, let's understand one thing, that even the globe, I mean, the global markets as a group is one standard deviation away from their 10-year averages. We are at 1.5 standard deviation away, I believe, from our averages, which is not too bad at all, because some of the global markets don't deserve to be where they are. At least we have a potential to grow. We have a good economic growth in front of us. We have strong valuation. I mean, strong fundamentals as such. And as a house, we've been always saying that the balance sheet of India Inc. has improved, and as a result, for stronger balance sheet, you tend to pay higher valuations. And that's what is happening in our case. So that was the main reason for our caution. And I think the correction which came by was a very healthy one. As you would know, that in a bull market, the corrections are always very savage, and that's what happened. And I think that has drawn in a fair bit of new players. You also mentioned about FIS selling, which was pulling down the markets as such. But that, I believe, is because India has outperformed so handsomely its regional markets. So I think there's about time, it's end of the year. So some of these FIs are justified also to dip into their profits a bit and move some money out. So that's what our feeling was. And that's why I think we're back in again in that game. When I told him about the P's of IT companies, I think we're still there. I mean, I remember saying that not so long back, the P's were at 30 times when the growth rates were good. And I think this is, if you go on to these calls of these managements of IT companies, you will hear them say that we've been in this business for the last 30 years and we've never seen these kind of growth rates, or we've never seen this kind of order book in our lives and the kind of demand that we see. So it's obvious that they're in a once in a lifetime kind of a phase, and obviously the valuations will be fairly expensive here, and they will remain so. Our feel is that probably 30 is what the peak valuations were earlier, but I don't believe that they'll stop here. Our still feeling as a house is that they may just go over that hurdle if the growth rates kick into, say, the mid 20s as everybody is looking at in the next couple of years as such. And this is a sustained growth rate we're talking about. I mean, the dynamics of that industry are looking phenomenal. And I mean, as I tell all my investors that, I've been covering this sector from 2000 onwards. And the fact that to get one single bullish statement from them used to be a task for me. And nowadays, I just have to sit back and listen to their bullish statement. So it's obvious that they're in a very bull phase today, and they're looking good for the future too. So we'll continue to remain overweight in that sector, and I think it's got another 3-4 years to run as such. So
आदित्य, ये श्नाइडर के स्टॉक में भी आज काफी अच्छे वॉल्यूम के साथ अप मूव आया है।